Hello, beautiful collective. How are you doing? Are you feeling exhausted? Yeah, that's the energy that we're in. And the message that I got earlier was that it's on purpose, right? Because we've been doing so much, we've been moving in so many ways, and now we're being called to rest. So the exhaustion is on purpose, as it's meant to lead us to rest, because while we're in our rest state is where we're going to receive the information, the downloads, and quite frankly, it's going to allow us to be a space to receive, because we are allowing ourselves to rest. We've been in a space of outpouring and doing a lot, and so now spirit needs us to call our energy back and to sit still within this energy. There's a lot of emotional energy happening. There's a lot of old grief coming up, and it's all in alignment with the energy that we're in. We just had Cancer new moon, Mercury's retrograde in Cancer, and there's just a lot of energy. I believe that there's like a trine happening today with Jupiter and Uranus, and or is it a Kazemi? There's a lot of energy is what I'm trying to say. Oh, and as I say that, I'm getting the sharp pain in my foot, so you may quite literally be on your feet a lot and just needing to replenish, rest, put your feet up, soak your feet in Epsom salts. The first card that came out is the Mist. Trust your inner compass, be led from within. So quite literally, my love, my right ear just popped, and our right side is our right half of our body is our masculine, and our left half is our feminine. And so when I feel energy on my right side, it was both my right foot and my right ear. It very much feels like that masculine energy that we've been being what oh my gosh, we've been in a space of moving and working really hard and creating foundations and holding firm on our boundaries, and just in our masculine so heavy. And so we are being called to trust what we're feeling at this time and be led with what we're feeling. So quite literally, my love, if you're feeling exhausted, let the exhaustion lead you to rest and nourishment of your soul, your mind, and your body. King Tide. King Tide. When we think of the word king, we instantly think of masculine energy. And so that just feels like validation in what I just mentioned about just needing to let our masculine rest, right? And what happens when we let our masculine rest? Our feminine comes into nurture. And so that just felt very much in alignment. And as I'm looking at the image of this card, they're open with their arms, but the water is very much of a feminine image. And so it's like this merging of this integration of your feminine rising while your masculine is getting to rest. Plenty, prosperity, receiving the fullness of life, quite literally. While you're in this phase of rest, you're able to rest knowing that the work you've done has been enough. The work you've been doing is leading you in the right direction. And so now you're just in this space of holding your arms up and able to receive while you're in this space of stillness. The image of this card, they're still. And like I said, that image coming in at the top is a very feminine image. And so it's like the merging of the feminine and the masculine. And I very much still have paint on my nails. I've been in full nurture mode of creation. That is me letting my masculine rest and my feminine rise. So I'd love to hear how that works for you, right? What is it that your feminine rising within you to nurture your masculine? What does that look like? What are you doing? I'd love to hear it in the comments if you feel inclined to share. I love sharing because I feel like it can open us all up to maybe trying something new or thinking outside of the box of like, oh, I didn't realize I could do that, right? So I'd love to hear how you nurture yourself and how you are nurturing yourself in this time. Stagnant waters, feeling stuck, a call for shifts, flow, and change. And this very much feels like that exhausted energy. As you look at the image of the card, they have just fully surrendered to the water. They're just floating on that water, and it feels very stagnant within that. Like there's not much movement happening within the water to move them, and they're just staying stagnant within the stagnant waters. And so there's the exhaustion. Very, oh my gosh, my words are struggling today. That's very much the energy of feeling exhausted, of that Mercury in Cancer retrograde energy that we are in. But it's like slowing down. And I just heard right now, if you slow down, the waters will get more stagnant. But in your like stillness of spirit, it's going to propel the flow. Like it's going to move the waters, because you think about water, like a big body of water. Think of the ocean or the river or a lake. Let's think of a lake actually, because a lake is stagnant water. And so you think of a lake and it's just this huge body. It's just huge body of water that sits still. And what creates movement within the water? Maybe it's somebody getting into the water. Maybe it's a watercraft. Maybe it's an animal coming up from the surface or landing on the surface. It creates ripples. It creates motion. But what is it? It's like this cause and effect, right? So yes, you can feel stagnant. Things around you can feel stagnant. There's this slow energy happening. And so naturally when things slow down, we tend to feel stuck. But it's almost like, let yourself rest in the stillness of that water, because you're also within that allowing the emotions to release. That's going to create the flow and the ripple around you, because you are also made up of water. And so when you allow yourself to sit still with yourself, it's almost like you're floating within the waters of yourself. And within this space of stillness, you're able to see what shifts need to be made, and the flow and the change happens naturally because the energy within you is changing. The flow within you is emitting a different flow. The flow within you is emitting a different flow. That feels very powerful. Atlantis, keep the big vision, stay in alignment as you grow. And so this is just spirit reminding you, my love, like, it doesn't matter how slow things may feel. Your dreams are still worthy of being big. Don't let the slowness, don't let the stillness distract you or deter you from thinking big. In fact, whatever it is that you're manifesting, that I just felt right now, that's why I said I just felt this energy of like wanting to pull back energy from what it is you're manifesting, because you don't feel like it's happening fast enough. Like it feels like, I just heard right now, I've been working so hard and I'm not seeing any results. Things have slowed down. Let it. Because you're meant to be in this space of rest right now. You're meant to be in this space of stillness right now. And let the integration and the calibration happen. Let the flow happen, so that you're staying in alignment with these dreams. Because the second you don't let the slowness happen, the second you don't surrender to the exhaustion and you allow yourself to rest, you're telling the universe that you still want to work really hard. And what I'm just hearing is that we want to emit to the universe that I have put in the work, and now I am allowing myself to receive through rest. I'm allowing myself to be still so that I can replenish my vessel and have a bigger space to receive. And within that alone, babe, it's like the vision just keeps getting bigger. And I love that because it very much feels like we're just still in this very like teetering space. Like we're very much walking the lines is what I just heard. We're walking the lines between different realms, different worlds, and different versions of ourselves. And we're really just trying to figure it out. Love, you're just trying to figure it out, and you've been doing a good job. You've been putting in a lot of work, and it's okay to rest. The exhaustion is on purpose. Allow yourself to rest so that you may receive. Because it's not only are you going to receive abundance in tangible forms, but you're going to receive abundance through downloads, through ideas, through visions that you get. Like, it's going to be so massive, and my ears won't stop popping off. Like the messages almost feel like, dang, it took you a long time to show up to this reading. And so we have a lot to say, is what I just heard. And I've been also embracing the space of exhaustion and allowing myself to rest. And so there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay that things slow down. It's okay that you allow yourself permission to rest. Bottom of the deck is birth mysteries. What are you being called to create? This came up so much in my meditation yesterday when I was laying out by the pool. Like, this came up so deeply. And again, look at the image on the card. It looks like feminine anatomy with a baby just cradled in it. Okay, and so it's, what are you birthing in this time? And I was just called to look at the umbilical cord right here that is still attached and how sparkly that is. And it's like it's still in the process of gestating is what I just heard. And you're birthing this new creation, but you need to allow the gestation to happen so that you can birth the new that you are. That it very much feels like a mystery of, and my ears, Spirit, I hear you. Okay, we're moving on to the tarot. It's like there's messages, there's more messages, and I feel that deeply. Just so much energy is like swirling around, but again, it's like this slow moving energy. Okay, Spirit, those are too many cards. This was a card that I saw when I went to pick up the deck, and it like flipped out and then flipped back in, but stayed like this in the deck. And so I was told to grab it. And it's almost like this is what you're scared to do. It's like with how it hesitated to come out of the deck, you're scared to leave something behind. You're scared. It's like this fear of leaving so much. Like, it's like you're leaving, but you're leaving behind, but you're also taking with you more. And so that is what I'm being called to remind you of as you're sitting in the fear of like walking away from something and starting something new. It's like you're scared to leave something behind, but what you're leaving behind was never meant for you, and what you're taking with you is more vast than what you're leaving. Because the journey that you've just came from, babe, is one that has literally forced you to shift within your mindset so deeply. And we very much have been in the emotional state with such heavy Cancer energy, but it very much feels like our emotional state is impacting our mental state, and it's like this domino effect of that is also impacting our physical. And so It's like this emotional grief that is coming up, the emotional feeling, like all these emotions are coming up to allow you to see clearly both what you need to leave behind. Ace of Swords. It's like it's like you're leaving behind these swords and taking with you an abundance of swords. And Spirit is like, yeah, and you're headed. It's like you're headed to more. You're headed to more opportunities. And what you have shifted within your mindset has also allowed you to master so much of your mind. And it's brought in so much growth within your mindset as you've been shedding, and Spirit is like handing you opportunities after the challenges. It's like you have to leave behind in order to move forward. And that's part of that stagnant energy that I'm feeling. Is I almost am feeling like, bear with me, I don't get upset, but it feels like you know that you're creating your own stagnancy in your world, and you know it's almost like you're choosing that. You're choosing to stay stagnant within something because you're not allowing yourself to move away from something. Even though all of the emotional grief and work that has come up has allowed you to see things so clearly. And okay, babe, let's get into these cards. It's like you've been able to see things so clearly, but within that, you're also allowing yourself to stay stuck within it because you can see clearly what it is that's been holding you back, what it is that's been keeping you stuck, what it is quite literally that you want, but you have not been putting action on because of whatever fears are stopping you. Like whatever those are, they're yours, and they're different for everybody. The cards that came out after the Ace of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Strength card. And this very much feels like the opportunities coming to you are, again, bringing the tangible. So we talked a lot about the emotional within the oracle, and then the mental within our first two tarot cards. And I even mentioned how it's all intertwined and connected. And the opportunities that are coming to you through your shift in mindset and through your shifted actions because of your mindset, because of what you've seen so clearly, it's allowing you to move in this Ten of Pentacles vibration. And I'm hearing community. I'm hearing that it's abundance through community, which is beautiful because it very much feels like, well, what you may be feeling the emotional lack of is that. Like I'm hearing right now that there's this lack of emotional intimacy, and it's not necessarily romantic. It's just, it feels like the collective is craving human connection, and the opportunities that are being presented to you is going to allow you to be within community that resonates with you. That's going to allow you to be seen in higher vibrations because of how you're moving in such a high vibration, because of how you're moving in an enlightened state. It's like the duality again with the masculine and the feminine. It's the duality of that. And it's like, you know that there is going to be a balance and a duality in it, but you're mastering both parts of you, both the temptation to do what could keep you stagnant and both the fiery energy of what you want. It's like you're learning how to master that energy, to allow you to move in this enlightened state, to allow you to move from your higher self. It's like you're stepping into this consciousness of balanced energy of both your masculine and your feminine. And right now, baby, you're in this space of integrating the energy. You're in the space of learning what that even looks like or feels like for you. And it feels very different. It feels so different, and it's okay. It's supposed to. The energy that is coming up on purpose. And so allow what comes up to come up. Allow yourself to feel everything. And allow yourself to continue to move in ways that resonate with you. Even if it means you have to move on over and over and over again. Even if it means you have to continue to leave spaces you outgrow to find more. Because every time you do that, you leave where you're at with more. With shifted mindsets, with more emotional capacity, with more mental capacity. Right? You're just in this space of knowing that I just heard this constant evolution of shedding and blooming. It's like you just know that and I was the crown on it. It's like you're mastering knowing that you're just in this phase, but what is shedding is allowing the bloom. And I was looking at my pothos behind me, because when she molts and sheds and her leaves turn yellow and I have to prune her, I don't throw away her prunings. I feed her prunings right back into her, and I allow her own nutrients to provide the nutrients for her next bloom. Like, quite literally. And so it feels like that's exactly what you're doing. You're allowing yourself to prune through these emotions and these feelings, and you're allowing it to pour right back into you because of the emotional clarity that you're getting through the emotional purging. And baby, if you're crying every day, ugly crying, you're not alone. Like, my eyes are swollen and tender, and they have been since cancer season started. So I'm right there with you. I just want you to know that I'm over here allowing myself to nurture my own garden too, babe. And we're very much in that space together. I'm right here rocking with you and navigating the tumultuous, oh my words, the tumultuous energy that also feels very slow. Again, there's like the feeling of one thing and then feeling of the complete opposite, and it's like you're feeling it all at once, and it's almost like it's throwing your nervous system out of whack and you don't know how to operate. But allow yourself to feel it, allow yourself to release it, and allow it to be the fertilizer for this bloom, to be the fertilizer for the garden and for the community and the abundance you're calling in. Because you're moving now in spaces of enlightenment. It's like, you know, that there are going to be things that come between your enlightenment. Like, it's almost like this is the shadow work right here where I'm looking at the mountain and the cloud. It's like the shadow work to the enlightenment is what's happening in this space, but it's not necessarily shadow work. It's like the integration of the shadow work as it's moving through this cloud. It's evaporating. It's evaporating through your tears, babe. And it's bringing this enlightenment and this strength, because you are quite literally taming the beast within you. It's like you're taming the duality of who you are. And you understand that your knowledge is infinite because of the battles that you've already gone through and succeeded and thrived through. And it's like, you know that you can take anything on because you're in this space of creation through understanding alchemy. And when I said that, I just thought of the magician. The magician also has the infinity symbol. The magician card hasn't come out, but it is on the front of the box, just for reference. And it's like you've alchemized yourself in this space of power now. of power and strength. Bottom of the deck, the High Priestess. And it's because you've been using your intuition. This is like the shadow work that you have already been going through. This is shadow work you've already done. And it's just a reminder to trust your intuition. Every time I see the High Priestess like that in the bottom of the deck, it's like the reminder to just continue to trust your intuition. Because, baby, you're allowed to get everything you want. But you have to allow yourself to nurture yourself and nurture your own garden. And when I look at the castle on the back of this card, I'm also looking at the village they're leaving behind. And so again, you're leaving behind and getting everything you want because you've allowed yourself to come into a space of self-awareness and enlightenment in knowing exactly what it is you want. You know exactly what it is you want. You know exactly how much power you have. And so that's why you know that this is already on the horizon. It's like so much grief energy and sadness and exhaustion, but it's like leading to exactly, as I'm saying that, this jumped out. There's a lot of heartache. And I'll be honest, before I jumped onto this reading, my heart chakra was hurting so badly to where I needed to not tap into cards and create something and come back to my reading. Like come back to starting this reading because the pain and grief I was feeling in my heart when I initially sat down to read was so prevalent. And it very much feels like this is that emotional space that you've been in. But it's, again, allow yourself to feel it. This was hidden, turned face up in the middle of the deck. And so this very much feels like because it was hidden in the deck, it almost feels like this hidden energy behind it. So it just feels like I'm not necessarily feeling like it's anything super negative, but just to remember that not everybody that comes into your life means well. And sometimes you have to walk away from them. I feel like in this case, it's like you're walking away from the people who have stabbed you in the back and taken from you in the past. It feels like this is like you in different lifetimes experiencing this pain, and it's almost like, I'm so tired of feeling this, is what I just heard. Like you're tired of feeling deceived, and it feels like that's the hesitation behind something for someone. Like it feels very specific, especially with the fact that it was hidden in the middle of the deck. I have no idea how long this was flipped over in the middle of the deck, so it very much feels like this may just be a suppressed emotion of fear that you may be deceived, or like this very much feels like the hidden fear that you're holding. Yeah, but spirit is reminding you to move, like that the fear is just an illusion, because fear is always going to come up right before you're recognized and seen for who you are and what it is you're creating. It's almost like that energy wants to block you from allowing yourself to be seen. It's like the fear that, confirmation. Confirmation on confirmation. Wow. So it feels like you may have tried to do something in the past and you were deceived or it didn't work out. And that's what's stopping you from trying again. And Spirit is saying that this time is different, to not allow the past narratives to impact your current present self and life, because they are two separate things. To not allow, and again, the Three of Swords, bottom of the deck. Yeah, you don't it's like this energy of not letting the pain and the grief and the fear stop you from getting from getting the recognition and the life that you're manifesting. Like, it's just like you've already done the work. You've already done the work. And so go get your bag, babe. Okay, go get your bag and your people. I'm proud of you for moving through this energy. I know it feels really heavy, and I really appreciate you for just all that you are. I know that my messages have been a little bit more spread out, but I've also been leaning into the exhaustion and rest and working on things behind the scenes. So I very much appreciate you, and I wish you so much peace and love and comfort in this time as you move through the emotions and you allow yourself to feel it all, babe. You're right where you need to be, and you're not alone in any of it. And I'm so proud of you, because the emotions feel really heavy and not a lot of people allow themselves to feel it, but you are. You're allowing yourself to feel it. And I'm proud to be on this journey with you. I'm so honored. And I thank you for being here. I know this was a long message, but Spirit had a lot to say. And I'm just thankful for everything. And I'm thankful for you. And I'm sending you all the love and peace and divinity in this time. Please allow yourself to nurture yourself. You're so worthy. I would very much appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, and or left a comment if any of this resonated for you. Thank you so much, collective. I love you so much. You are so special. See you in the next message.